There are so many wrestlers I've never heard of, and I watched a bunch of them today. Hi, I'm Ariel Italic.
I propose that everybody gets into the cell next year. All in.
My favorite wrestler was the dog.
You're watching Nobody's Watching Wrestling.
Oh.
We're deviating from the usual WWE direct because we watched All In. And there were so many people in the ring, so aptly named.
I'm so curious if you liked it more.
I liked it different.
That's what like a parent says when it's like, which one of us is your favorite?
I can't pick which ugly baby I love best. Ding, 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 ding. Match 1. This is not the first match of All In. This is the first match we're going to talk about. This is a lady four-way. I will be referring to my notes. Tessa Blanchard, Chelsea Green, Madison Rayne, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Oh, Dr. Britt Baker? I did not catch that.
Yeah, I don't know
talked about it a
her.
lot.
She's a dentist? She's a doctor? What is a DMD?
Couldn't begin to tell you, didn't Google it. I did think that the doctor angle was leaned on a little strongly, given that she did nothing medical during the match, and also
Put her in like a fetish nurse house.
her lab coat. Yeah, she was wearing a white coat with a like medical symbol on the back, but it didn't look like a lab coat or like anything medical.
Right.
Which was a failing. Like if you're gonna put her in a white coat, just make it a sexy lab coat.
Yeah.
Like that's not hard.
But also, she was really good at wrestling.
They were all great.
Tessa Blanchard, I had a problem with her entrance because I get they're trying to establish that she has like a legacy.
Right.
But you can either be a badass or hug your dad, but you kind of can't do both.
Fair.
Like once you hug your dad,
Would have
you're
been
just
better if
cute.
she like pushed his wheelchair over.
I mean, she could walk like and have them behind her, but like a hug is so like, oh, it's my daddy. Like I just don't think that you're tough anymore. I just watched you hug your dad.
It didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me.
Also, her look was so complete.
Oh, she really
so
is.
good.
She is a very strong lady.
Just also that classic leather stud jacket and the gold. Yes.
I mean, we're not talking about the star of
The
show.
star.
My new favorite wrestler of all time, Chelsea Green.
Really?
Chelsea Green was doing this full crazy girl
So
thing.
good.
It was
They introduced her as the hot mess, Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
And it was not just costuming. Like, yes, she had smeared lipstick. Yes, she had two-tone. Yes, she was half a bride. But really, it was the
whole
acting.
character.
Like, she 100% of the time
From the
committed to
jump,
that.
where she was like going into shake, but her angry side couldn't do it.
It was one of those characters that you see it, and the outfit goes with the character, and you understand exactly what's happening, and she followed through the whole match, and it was excellent.
My new dream match is her and Carmella.
Oh, that would be really
Just
fun.
screaming each other.
Yeah.
I felt bad because I think that the other people were just naturally overshadowed. As good as they were, I just couldn't take my eyes off her. So
Yeah.
I thought the other three
Because they weren't like characters like that. And so you were
Yeah.
obviously like looking at this weirdo.
Yeah.
it was tough to live up to it. And so I felt that they, like Tessa Blanchard, as much as I wanted her to be like the best person there, it's tough when your only thing is like, I'm real tough. It's like, well, yeah, but wrestlers are all tough. What else you got? Chelsea Green is two insane people.
Yeah.
Like,
That tightrope walks.
Oh,
halfway
yeah.
across the rope.
Oh, and when she was doing that like dance on the like the rope, and it was like, how does she like? Those guy wrestlers can't even walk on the rope, and she's up there twerking.
Oh.
just a magical entity.
Yeah.
She didn't win. She should have because she has won my heart.
Yeah.
But also, I'm happy to give it to Tessa Blanchard.
Just want more Chelsea Green.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Next match in our lineup, I don't know if it was chronologically, is Cody versus Nick Aldis.
Nick is a babe.
Nick is wearing a jacket from a community theater production of Les Mis.
That's okay. He fills it out nicely.
I didn't get Nick. I've never seen him wrestle before, and I didn't get what his character is. He just seemed like a wrestler.
I don't know.
He's like a Tessa Blanchard. Like, oh, you're tough. Oh, okay.
The audience hated him.
Well, I was gonna say this before.
Because it was Cody's show.
Yeah, Cody made the whole show, so like it was like there was no like of course.
I think this was like a friendo thing where they're like, it's the 70th anniversary of the NWO like title or whatever, and he held it.
Right.
He wanted. I think Cody wanted. That's the point of All In, as I see it, is to like lift up all these different things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they even mentioned, the announcers mentioned, like, when Nick won that title, there was literally 500 people in the room. And this was like a 10,000 person event.
Right. So, like, it had to be written that way. But, like, I just don't get Nick's character. Like, I don't know anything about him from his moveset or from his outfit or from his demeanor.
I'm behind Cody because he brought a dog. Number one, if you're bringing a dog to the ring, you win. Number two,
I was worried about that dog like freaking out a little, but he seemed fine.
fine.
I think he just comes everywhere with them.
Number two, if your pants have a dick detail, you win.
Number 1.5, Brandy looked amazing.
Yeah.
Looked great and had a costume change later.
Yes!
She came back again, different look.
Ooh, and
that's how
she
you do it
took
professionally.
that elbow. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is a tough lady.
Secret MVP of this match.
And it's funny because there was a few matches in All In where like women, I was like, oh, they're just like using women as props and like they're just weird side characters. And then the women ended up like taking the nastiest bumps and doing the most interesting things.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, never mind, I'm fine with it.
just to like go over what went down. So, Cody, there's a lot of them hurt, like Nick and Cody like hurt each other a lot. Like they both run into each other. They're like two immovable forces. But Cody starts bleeding profusely from the beautiful face. And there's question as to whether he can go on. Like there's like they just stop things. There's no counting. There's no anything. We're just like, oh God, will this literally be done because he's so injured?
And then meanwhile, the guy from Nick's squad got up and like pushed the old ref guy who was super sweet.
Davari, was that his name? Something Davari? That sounds right to me.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So Davari, yeah, he's like he pushes Cody, he pushes the ref. He's mean. They get him out of there. And Brandy is meanwhile consoling her husband because she's a nice person and they have a beautiful relationship.
That was really sincere.
Don't you think they have? They probably have a beautiful relationship. They are like the Obamas of wrestling. So everyone was really heartwarmed by that.
We miss Obama.
We really do miss the Obamas very badly. Anyway, Nick Aldis drags Cody back into the ring and sort of makes him continue and forces him to bleed everywhere. Someone will have to clean that up, and I'm sorry. All this to say, Brandy dives on top of her husband, Pocahontas style, and Nick Aldis just lands on her. Point is...
then Cody won.
Cody wins, of course.
Yeah.
If he hadn't won, they would have burned the place to the ground. They'd still be rioting right now if he hadn't won.
It was a weird placement in like the card for that match because it kind of felt like that should have been the last match. But I get that like Cody is like backstage like being a dad and like running the whole thing. So I guess that
I thought
had
it was
to do
super
like
cool he didn't put himself last.
Right, yeah, I
And
guess so.
It really spoke to like what he's trying to do. And also you could tell the crowd, like just the atmosphere in the room, even watching on television, just seemed so cool.
Yeah.
Joey Janela versus Hangman Page. I have seen someone in that exact combo of like vest, rope, panties, perfectly manicured beard in a Western themed gay porn. Like exactly.
I thought you were gonna say at the cock last night.
That too.
Well, you're not
At
wrong. The
Flaming
promo
Saddles.
leading up to the match was like a weird porno.
Oh, right.
He killed Joey Ryan with a phone. There were talking boots.
There were talking boots.
What else happened? Joey Ryan is a penis pretender.
Like
Oh yeah, that was crazy. They just showed a full erection at this wrestling event.
They were so like unpolished, the promos leading, and I thought it was really
same.
funny.
That
It was
was
partially recorded with like a VHS recorder and iPhones, and then like maybe a nice camera for part of it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, I learned a fun fact about Hangman Page is that he
It's
was...
Hangman. I hate that it's Hangman. It makes me angry that it's Hangman. But I'm
Hangman.
pedantic, so I will continue to say Hangman.
I learned a fun fact about that Page fellow. He was a high school teacher before this. And there's pictures of him online with like his little students right before he leaves to go to NJCW.
Oh.
It's really cute.
He would be such a hot
Also-
teacher. So there's a lot of rigmarole with like tables and bullshit that they flip onto and everyone breaks everything. But the real exciting part is when Joey Ryan comes out with a parade of dicks.
Go Sticks.
I wanted to be a ghost dick in that moment.
Also, Joey Ryan's just like the best.
Just
Yeah.
the best.
Just
Great.
the best.
I bet you his dick is phenom.
I love that he did the oil bit there too. It's like, and then like, oh, his Charms blow pop like panties and boots, and then his Charms blow pop and his dick, and then like put it in his mouth. Okay.
I was riveted. You couldn't tear me away from that screen at that point. That's what wrestling needs, more dicks.
Well, basically, Cracker Barrel was the winner of this match.
The next match we're doing is Penta El Cerro versus Kenny Omega. Penta I had never seen before, and that was exciting. He's like big and crazy.
Health
Tell
God
us about
Samurai.
Penta.
Wait, I just want to say, he lost me early on because
Oh, the mask.
he forgot that he had a reveal. He walked out carrying a mask and then was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to put this on, take it off." And so he like held
Oh,
up
no,
his face
really?
and
Yeah.
then pulled it off a little bit.
I
and was
noticed
like,
this.
This is the late, like, just drop it then.
He
Like,
blew it. Yeah, he blew his entrance.
And I
a
was
little
like,
bit.
"Oh, you're starting at a low for me, son."
But he's excellent.
Yeah, he was great.
Tell us, like, I don't know anything about this person.
He's a spooky dude from Mexico. He loves breaking people's arms.
That was not nice.
And he's like a weird Mortal Kombat character from like 70s crime fighting
and
movie.
just gigantic.
Very big. And then Kenny Omega, here's the Kenny Omega thing. I feel like when you see Barbara Streisand now, you're like, oh, she's just like, she's just an old crazy person with a basement full of stores. But if you weren't there in the 70s when she was the greatest thing on the planet, you don't get it. That's Kenny Omega to me. If I had seen him coming up, great. But now I'm just like, oh, I'm supposed to like him, but he just seems like a curly
Kenny
haired
Omega
weirdo.
is being Kenny Omega.
I bet he's great.
He was not. I have to be honest, and I like the two of them, Penta and Kenny. That match was great. The end, like there was nothing really remarkable happened in it. There was a reveal.
Yeah, so that's the most exciting part. We're just gonna skip the match because who cares?
I mean, I care. It was great, but
The lights go off, always a bad sign.
When the lights go off.
Oh no, I do it with the lights on. Because when the lights go off, you don't know who's there. The lights come back on, and it could be Chris Jericho. Which is what happened. The lights come back on, and Penta looks different. And
I didn't actually notice that he looked different.
It was even a different mask.
gagged. I like fully was gagging.
And then it was Chris Jericho for plot reasons. Next up, Marty Scurll versus Okada. Yeah, I learned a very important thing during All In, which is that I don't care about good wrestling.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we all knew this. You might have just learned this.
Yeah, this was textbook good wrestling,
Yeah.
and I did not give a fuck. I have no notes on this match.
Okada's pants were weird. They were like this weird back alley graffitied firefighter pant. Also, I like it when Marty Scurll breaks people's fingers.
Nope.
It's a fun like. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun, that noise.
Yeah.
Nope. Okada wins. Next, final six-man thing. The Young Bucks and Ibushi versus Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio.
So Rey Fenix is Penta's brother.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I'm glad they don't have to fight each other.
Sometimes they do, and it's great.
Obviously, I'm Team Flippy in this scenario. Like,
I mean-
one team is very flippy. I love them.
No, both teams are flippy.
Oh, the Young Bucks are kind of flippy, but like the masked team is real flippy.
Extra flippy.
The Young
Like-
Bucks are just the most pleasurable duo to watch. Like
Yeah.
they just
They're
are
fun.
so fun to watch.
They're just having fun. They're fun being fun. I still hate their outfits. They're like
Like
everyone keeps being like, they're supposed to be like wrestlers from the 90s, and I'm like, okay.
They're like those dude bros that are like, hey man, don't call him a faggot. You okay, dude? You know, like.
It is a
know?
thing. That is a thing.
That is a thing.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I have plenty of those dude bros in my life.
Anyway, it all seemed like fun. People did flips. Who won?
Young Bucks, right?
Yeah, Young Bucks.
Yo, Young Bucks totally won.
Oh, and Rey Mysterio was Wolverine.
Yeah. How does he get away with
He was
that?
a chubby little Wolverine.
Aw.
He got a little pudge on
What?
him.
No,
Wolverine in the comics is little and pudgy.
He's not pudgy in the
He's
comics.
stocky.
Yeah.
The announcer
He's
said that
husky.
like he was in the best shape of his life, in their opinion.
Yeah.
The announcer is paid to
But
say
like,
that.
also, why are you wearing a Wolverine costume?
I don't know. It was funny.
It's mysterious.
Every day is Halloween.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
Congratulations, Young Bucks, for doing that. You did your thing, and you seem like nice enough boys. I got nothing to say.
You don't have
about
anything to say about like Ibushi looking like a very pretty person?
I've
He just always
commented on.
looks pretty.
I've commented on his
Yeah,
handsomeness
he's just
before.
very pretty. I
It
don't know.
didn't change.
There's nothing to add.
The thing about a handsome wrestler is it's like Beauty and the Beast with that rose petal falling off. Like, that's not gonna last. Sweetie, that face is going to crumble because you are in a hard profession.
I don't know.
Have you seen an old hot wrestler ever? All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, we have links below to all the important things. None of them are important. I am at Ariel Italic at every place that I can think to be on.
The Lady Baraka.
Mario Kart.
Bye.
I'm coming out of my cell.